Man City have gotten away with it. Now, given how corrupt the Premier League is, I think we all knew that they were always only ever going to get a slap on the wrist. But the so-called punishment they've been given is an absolute piss take. In a season where the likes of Everton and Nottingham Forest have received point deductions for the slightest of financial mishaps, City have managed to brush their 115 charges and decade-long cheating under the carpet with an out-of-court settlement. The reason behind this, aside from brown envelopes being exchanged under the table by the greedy bastards who run the sport, is the damage charging City would cause to the Premier League brand as a whole. Going after the team who are about to win their 6th title in 7 years would open up a can of worms that the authorities simply would not be able to handle. Stripping them of their titles would mean redistributing prize money across the board, much of which has already been spent. From sides finishing 2nd and missing out on the title, to those ending up 5th and losing Champions League revenue, the complaints would be endless. That's just talking about the league as well. There'll be plenty of disgruntlement when it comes to results in domestic cups in Europe too, and instead of having to deal with the hassle that will bring, those in power have decided a big fat paycheck will do instead. The scary part is, we haven't heard so much as a whisper about this from the likes of Sky or BBC because their pundits are too busy wanking themselves silly over City's unprecedented 4th Premier League in a row. It all feels so dystopian. Every man and their dog knows City are the biggest cheats the sport has ever seen, but have to pretend that everything is hunky-dory because their employers told them to. The only one who comes out with any sort of credit from this entire ordeal is Ian Wright. He stated that we can't speak about Man City without mentioning the fact that there's 115 charges of cheating leveled against them, but, rather predictably, he was shut down for having the balls to bring this up on live television. What's perhaps most tragic is that City have ensured every possible semblance of competitiveness is eradicated. They've got the best manager and players on the planet, many of whom only arrived because they're being paid triple what they would at any other club, are able to create fake sponsors at will whenever they need a revenue boost, have got the media by the balls, with Abu Dhabi constantly buying up outlets like the Telegraph to control the narrative, and even pay off referees to officiate games in the Middle East, which subconsciously compromises them when they're made to oversee Man City matches. Even as a United supporter, I can't help but feel sorry for the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool. As much as I hate the pair of them, they're proper football clubs with rich and storied histories. Jurgen Klopp would have about half a dozen more trophies on his CV if it weren't for City, and I wouldn't be surprised if trying to keep up with the nation state is what's worn him out and decide to call it a day. If this level of dominance keeps up for another year or two, not only will the Prem become the new Farmers League, but also put fans off from watching something which is more like WWE than an actual sport. Only time will tell when that Bella and Richard Masters will officially announce this so-called sanction, but I for one am just about done. Do let me know your own take down below, and I'll catch you in the next one, folks. Peace.